Hi, it's Queenmlv. Talk to me Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November 16th, 2010. And hopefully this is the last week I'll be filming in this downstairs office because I am moving my sewing upstairs to what used to be our media room. And hopefully next week I'll be up there. I am finding all kinds of UFOs that are in lots of different stages. Some are just started and some just need to be quilted, and maybe I'll show you some of those as we get up there. This week I did a couple things. The Twilight block of the month is really fun. You know how much I've been enjoying that, and I didn't get to do October, and now of course November's out, so I did do the October and November beginner blocks, and I have the advanced blocks for both months cut out but not sewn. So I'll show you my beginner blocks. October was a wolf print. This is the beginner block of it, and really just a simple fun pattern for the wolf block. And then November is the Eclipse ribbon. And this is the beginner one. The advanced ones of both of these is a more complicated wolf print and then a more complicated ribbon. And like I said, those have been cut out. But I haven't sewn them together, so I'll show those to you next week. Then I had a pot holder a dish rag that I was crocheting in my car during my downtime, and I did finish that, and it's too big. And so I still kind of feel like Goldilocks. I have all these dish rags, and some are too big and some are too small, and this one's too big. No pattern, just did a alternating rows. So anyway, it's cute. It's got a tail. I like it, but it is just too big. So, as Patty said when I met her, she saw it in my car, and I was telling her it was too big, and she said, wash big dishes. So maybe that's what I'll do, is just wash big dishes. The only other thing I really did craft-wise, actually I did something fun, but it's not finished either. I'll show you next week. My favorite pair of jeans. You know, you always have this pair that you just absolutely wear out because they're your favorite. And my favorite pair of jeans, right on the back, right as the pocket connects to the jeans, right on that corner, of course, is a kind of a stretch point. So right on that corner, it's ripping out, and you could kind of see through the jeans right there. And so I didn't want to patch it because it would close the pocket. So what I did was I took that corner of the pocket off, just folded the corner down, and I made my own patch out of machine embroidery with these little flowers. And now all I have to do is sew the pocket back on. I just took off stitching about this far, so I'm going to put the pocket back on, and it looks like these flowers are kind of falling out of the pocket. Just a real simple flower that I did in purple thread. And then what I'm going to do is just put a couple of 5 or 6 of these flowers on the other side near that pocket so that it looks like I planned it that way. So I put a good strong stabilizer under it, and I just overlapped the flowers and made them my own little patch. And so it's kind of cute, and now I can wear my jeans in public again as soon as I get the pocket sewn back on and get the other flowers. I'll show you that next week, because it really was not pleasing me that these were going to either become cutoffs or work jeans, and so now I have good jeans again. The only other thing I worked on was I did do another row on my pumpkin. And so now I have 4 out of 5 rows done, 20 out of 25 squares. I'll show you one. I have 2 of them, of course. And you remember the top of it. Well, I've got the 4th row is the mouth and nose. And so, I don't know how far I can get back with this. Probably not that far. So I've got one, see the top has this double row of green with the stem. There's one more row on the bottom, which is just the bottom of the pumpkin, and another row of green. So he's getting there. Then I have to, the pattern stops after the 25 squares, and then you're just kind of on your own. And that's interesting because the pattern itself for these 25 blocks is really detailed. It tells you what kind of stabilizer, it tells you exactly how to do what when, tells you what needle to use, and it's just a top of the line Anita Good design pattern. And then it says, when you get to the end of your 25 blocks, it says border, bind, and quilt. So the one in the picture has a brown border about probably 2 inches wide. I might do a bigger border. I might do a double border. Maybe a little border that matches the binding. We'll have to see, but basically there are 4 colors in this quilt. There's the brown stem, the orange pumpkin, the green background, and the yellow eyes. So I've got 4 colors to choose from on the border, binding, and quilting, and we'll figure that out next week. But I'm 4/5 of the way through, and that looks really good. So I will choose 2 UFOs to finish prior to the UFO challenge. I thank Jen and whoever else was involved in that idea, because I need UFO challenges. I will pick out 2. I think one's going to be a simple one that is almost finished, that I just need to sit down and get going on, and the other one might be a little more complex. I did come across a UFO that I started. It's probably my favorite of anything I've ever made. And I started it about 15 years ago. It's hand applique. And when I get upstairs, I'll show that to you one day. It is, it's really, really my favorite. So anyway, that's all I did this week. Things are getting better around here stress-wise. Oldest daughter, who's a senior, decided on one college finally. She is applying for early decision, which that application was due yesterday, so we got the application, the financial aid. Should have been like an 18-month project that got all turned in yesterday. It actually took us months to put together. So keep your fingers crossed for 4 weeks. We'll know if she's going to get into there in 4 weeks, and if she could apply to one school, get into the one she wanted, and know before Christmas, that would just be excellent. She could just finish her senior year with a little less stress on her shoulders. So we are keeping our fingers crossed there. And that's taken up most of my time. Otherwise, plugging along. You guys have an excellent week. Bye.